I was dating a scammer.
Hey, Kimeni Ramba, it has licked me again. I have dated a scammer. Yes. It today marks a week ever since we like broke up completely. Yeah, we've not spoken for maybe like 5 days or 6 days. But this guy is a scammer, like a real scammer, someone who has scammed the previous chick like around 500k. Because I talked to that girl and she's still very hurt. She's very it's like mimi sasa ndo nilienda kufunua hiyo kidonda. She's very hurt. This is someone who conned my neighbor some good amount of money. My neighbor is always on the door trying to ask me, oh, did you speak to him, are you guys talking? So it's just me who has not been conned of money, but of course I've been conned of other things like emotions and stuff. But oh, try to tell it as fast as I can. So I meet this guy on Facebook. He's straightforward, he just wants to know me more. He wants to date me. That's what he told me. And women like people who are straightforward, so why not? I gave him my number. He called me. The first night that we talked, it was on a Tuesday. It was like around after work, around 7 p.m. I told him, kata kidogo, I want to go and buy some food. Then he tells me it's okay, go and buy, tutaongea baadaye. Then when I'm walking down the stairs, I see 550 sent to my M-Pesa, and I'm like, I was offended because I did not tell you that I'm starving. Yeah, why are you sending me 550? But I'm like, okay, I cannot return money. So I go get my supper, come back, cook. Then we talk again. He asked to meet me like the next day on a Wednesday. I told him no, I'll be working, so let's meet on a Thursday afternoon. Friday I was supposed to travel, so we met on a Thursday afternoon. It was such a nice date, by the way. He knew the kind of a person I am. This is a person who has investigated my Facebook and knows that I am a spontaneous girl. I love adventure, nini. So he had already known that about me. So we did like 3 different dates on the same afternoon. It was an amazing time. And then now the next day, I go for the trip. Yeah. So during the trip, he really tries to keep communicating. So I was thinking this is a communicator, but then again he was love bombing me because he was already calling me love. He was already calling me his wife the next day. Anyway, so I told my friend about it. My friend was like, hey, siku ya kwanza, who calls you on the first day? The second day, who calls you his wife? Anyway, we talked. He was keeping up with my journey. When we got to Narok, I told him I want to go buy lunch. He sent me 550 again, and I'm like, oh, I'm telling my friend, why is he sending me this small money, this petty cash? Why can't he just send me like 10,000? I cover for the whole entertainment. Why are you telling me like 500? Anyway, we even fought during this trip. Like, he was already entitled to me responding. He thought that I should respond to him, and this got me really mad. I was ready to let him go, but he begged me. He was like, no, I'm so sorry, I'm just going crazy because of you. Anyway, we get to Lake Victoria because we were going to those sides, the Nyanza. We get to Lake Victoria at like 10 p.m. Then he texts me and ananiambia his mother, who was in a stroke. Because let me tell you, first thing is, scammers will give you like so much information that you don't need to know. He had told me that his mother has been in a stroke for like 5 years. He drives a Honda, but he has given it to his cousin. That's why he's using Uber. So this guy tells me that his mother, who was in a stroke, is hospitalized. She's unstable, and it's 10 p.m. So he wants to rush to Nakuru. Remember, it's April, it's raining. He wants to drive to Nakuru at night when it's raining. So I'm the one who is telling him, you just wait and go in the morning. Why are you rushing? See, she has been taken to the hospital. You can go in the morning and check up on her. I'm sure she will be stable even when you're going. So he's like, oh, thanks, baby. Thanks for being here for me. I'm like, I just gave you like the simple advice. Why are you making it a big deal? Anyway, I sleep in the morning. I wake up to a message. He's like, I've gone to Nakuru to see my mom. Then Saturday we don't talk that much. On that Sunday we were supposed to come back. He offers to pick us up in town, and I'm like, okay. And since we are Nairobi people, we agree that I will be going to his place. Yeah, I'm not Mother Teresa, I will not lie. Anyway, we were supposed to come to town at around 8 p.m. But you know these roads, we get to town at, I think we were stuck in traffic for like 6 hours. Yeah, 6 hours. So we got to town at around 2 a.m. Guess what? He was there. He was there waiting for us. Yeah, that's how much he wanted it. Anyway, that night I go to his place, and he cooks for me tea as I'm showering. Then I come and sleep. Nothing happened. Yeah. Then in the morning I wake up to breakfast. Something happens. Anyway, after breakfast, it's around like 8 a.m. It's on a Monday. Remember, on a Monday I'm supposed to be like working. Yeah. So good thing I had carried my laptop with me, so I was working from that Airbnb. Oh, he was not living in a permanent house. He was living in an Airbnb. That's another red flag. But the story was that he works in where is it? In Germany, right? So he has been here for like 3 months. He's around for 3 months, and he has already stayed 1.5 months. So amebakisha 1.5 months to go back. Yeah. So it made sense why he was staying in an Airbnb. And someone who can afford paying for like 60 G's or 70 or whatever, you know, I'm like, okay, that's okay. So he was staying in an Airbnb. So he tells me this car that I'm driving belongs to a friend, because remember, he did not pick us with the Honda that he said he drives. He told me that he had borrowed from a friend because the cousin did not return the car. So now he has to return it to the friend. But now that I'm thinking about it, this was just a car hire. Okay. So guy decides that now he's returning the car, but I can stay. So me, I stayed and continued using the Wi-Fi as I worked on my laptop. Then when he went, he left his wallet right there on the table. I think he was just testing me. And he got me because I looked at the wallet. And there was this job card that ilikuwa imeandikwa Julia Wamboi, someone. If you are Julia Wamboi and you're watching, please reach out to me. I have tea. Anyway, when he comes back, I ask him, who is Julia Wamboi? He tells me, Julia is my cousin. Nilikuwa namtafutia kazi uko Dubai, uko Middle East. And I'm like, okay, sawa. If it's your cousin, then I'm sorry for going through your stuff. We finish it at that. Then I go back to my house, yeah? We continue seeing each other. And then one day he's like, I miss the home-cooked meals, nini. So, you know, can I come for breakfast? And I'm like, sure, because I've gone to his place so many times, and to his Airbnb so many times, not his place. So he says he wants to come. So this is the first time he comes, and he's like, you know, he comes and he asks me, tunapika nini? Then I'm like, I don't have any food in my house. I have not done shopping. We go to the supermarket, and he buys breakfast stuff. He buys a carton of milk. He buys eggs. He buys milk, eggs, what else? Bread, unga, all those things. He buys coffee, nini. And we go back. I cook pancakes. We eat. Something happens again, but in my house now. So now, that's the biggest mistake, because now he has already seen my house. He has seen, like, this person can be conned. There is something to be conned, to be scammed here. She knows what she's doing with her life. So I told you the mother was unstable, right? There's this time when we were in his house, he told me that he wants to buy a car. And then I'm like, okay, what happened to the other car? He's like, my cousin wants it so bad, and I want to sell it to her. Nataka kumuuzia hiyo gari, but I want to buy another one with that money. So he shows me a car in his phone, and it's the car that I've been wanting for the longest time, a Mazda Axela. I want that for a first car. So he says he wants to buy that, and then when he goes to Maju, he will leave it for me. So nilikuwa nimefika. This day we were just in that Airbnb that he was staying at, and then he was talking about the way he wants to sell the car that he has, the Honda. So like, because the cousin wants the Honda so much, so he wants to sell that and buy a new car. And he expressed the desire to buy the car that I've always wanted, so that when he goes to Maju, I'm left with the car to be driving. So I'm like, okay. I tell my friend, she's like, wow, oh, no. And then at the back of my mind, I'm like, until we see the car and until he leaves the car for me, then this is just stories. Anyway, so it happens that I told you that did I say that we were supposed to go to Coast? Let me just say. So now apparently he wants to go and check out the cars at the Coast. We even booked tickets to go to Mombasa. Yes, SGR tickets. And I remember asking him, like, if you have this much money, why are we going SGR? I don't like the SGR. It's not comfortable. Why are we going SGR? Then he tells me, I've never used the SGR. I've just been, using flights, especially internationally. So right now, I just want something like the SGR. And I'm like, okay, as long as we get to the Coast. So we book SGR tickets. And the day that we were supposed to go, that morning, something happens. His mother gets a kidney failure. Yeah. And this, you can't start telling someone, let's just go, you'll come. Kwani the kidney, she doesn't need your kidney, does she? So you can't start telling someone that. But it was at the back of my mind. I wanted to say it, but then I didn't want to look like a bad person. So I just understood, and those tickets went like that. Then I told him, we don't even have to go to the Coast for cars. I have a friend who sells cars right here around Ngong Road, Kiambu Road. We can just call her and she will make things happen. We don't have to go all the way to the Coast. Then he said, no, I have my guy at the Coast, and that's the person I want to buy from. Yes, so he goes home to go check his mom and everything at the hospital. Then he stays there for remember now when he goes, I go back to my house because I can't be left in an Airbnb. Like, the vibe is not, that's not my vibe. I can't be left in an Airbnb alone for days. So when he goes to Nakuru, his place, his home, I come back to my house. Anyway, after 2 days, he tells me that, oh, babe, my mom just passed. Yeah. And I'm so sad for him, because I'm like, this is so sad. She's been in a coma for 5 years and now she's dead. It must be so sad. So he tells me that he just the hospital just gave him the bill, and apparently she had accumulated 850,000. So you know what? The money that we were supposed to buy the car now goes to settle the hospital bills. And I'm just feeling like, why are these things happening right now? But kumbe, he's playing a game. He's trying to become broke when I'm looking at it. He's trying to show me that he had money and now he's going broke so that I can be supportive. You see? Because if somebody had the ability to buy a car yesterday and then some misfortune happens, it means that they can rise again. So, he's putting me in that position of supporting him. Anyway, I had told him, I don't know, this is just something God just spoke to me and told me, do not expose yourself to this man. I told him that I do not have a job. My job ended and I'm trying to look for a new job. So I cannot help you financially, but I can be here for you emotionally if you want me to. Anyway, his mother is dead now, and the car situation, the car story is all gone because the money has been used. During this period, he was trying to make me feel really guilty about this whole situation, because there's a day I asked him, okay, so it means we're not buying the car. Then he guilt tripped me. Oh my god. He told me, you don't care about me. You just care about the money. Nini nini. Hey, I was guilt tripped. To the point that I told him, I'm not responsible for your mom's death. Why are you trying to make it look like it's my fault that she died? Then I told him, you deal with your situation. When you're done, you can come back, we talk, because I don't want to be in this position. So then he comes back with apologies. Babe, I'm so sorry. It's just this situation at home that is driving me insane. I'm the breadwinner, so everybody's just looking at me. Even the funeral expenses, kila mtu ananiangalia. And I have had funerals. I've been part of funeral planning, especially like at home, and I know how expensive they are. So I was understanding him. Actually, at this time, maybe I was just like, okay, let me just work for my money as I have been doing. Let me do my own stuff. I do not want to be somebody's burden when they're going through that, but they cannot ask for money from me because I don't have it. Anyway, I tell him that I'd rather, like, let's not talk a lot, because he's going to keep guilt tripping me for nothing. So we have our issues. He comes back, nini. The funeral is over for the mom. He comes back to Nairobi, and then, like, after a few days, or is it a week, he tells me, babe, imagine, my dad's pressure imepanda. Now the dad has high blood pressure, and he's stressed out because he's the one who was taking care of the mom for all those 5 years, and now that she's dead, he's stressed. And pressure imepanda. So now he has to bring him to Nairobi to a better hospital because he cannot afford to lose his dad after he just lost his mom. And I was feeling so bad for him. But then again, at the back of my mind, I was telling my friend, this guy has so many problems. We just met like end of last month, and this is, by the way, we're in May right now. This story, at this point, we're in May, and we met around, I think, 28th of April. So I'm telling my friend, this guy, we've just met, and he has so many problems. I feel like he has bad luck, and I want out. So my friend is like, you're so heartless. You just support him. So I try to support him. And during this time, when he's telling me that his dad now is in Nairobi, they've got him admitted, he's telling me that he has even started taking loans from the bank. He even shows you transactions, like he has even transactions of the bank giving him money. But I think they're like, of course, they're fake. So he shows you he has taken like 300K, nini. So now you can see him going broke slowly by slowly. This is what he's trying to do. He's trying to show me that he's going broke. So the Nairobi hospital, not Nairobi hospital, but as hospital in Nairobi where they bring the dad, it's so expensive. He keeps on telling me how, everything is expensive, but they're taking care of him, so he's happy. And when this is the first time I think he asked for money, he asked me to, like, I don't know, send him like 10K CG for what? I tell him, I told you I don't have a job. I do not have a job myself, so I can't give you 10K. So that story goes like that. And then his dad, he keeps on guilt tripping me, even like telling me that I don't support him. I get to a point, then I tell him, I can't do this anymore. You can't be making me feel guilty for your misfortunes. So we stopped talking for like 3 days. Then he comes back with, baby, I need you more than ever. My dad just left us. And I'm like, oh my God, again? So within like a month, 2 parents are gone. I'm so sad for him, honestly. I was feeling so bad for him. But this is he was using it to manipulate me to come back to him, because he had already seen that I've left him. And I was already moving on by then. Maybe I was already going out with other people. I'm not just going out, nothing intense. But anyway, like, I was already out there. I'm not supposed to be feeling guilty for your own misfortunes. So he comes back with that story that the dad just left them, and I'm like, whoa, this is too much. This is too much for one person. I'm feeling so bad for him. Then now he borrows me money to take care of some small petty cash, to take care of small things, because the bank is not giving him money. Oh my God. He already has loans, remember? So the banks are not giving him more money. at the point where the dad is dead. So during this time, now he tells me that at the hospital in Nairobi, they have accumulated another bill of, remember the mom accumulated 800K. Now the dad has accumulated like 640,000. So he's getting broke each and every day. He doesn't have money, okay? He's paying this. He even tells me that he had to give them a title deed so that they can release the body of the dad. And I'm just feeling bad for him. Honestly, I was just feeling bad for him because I was like, oh my God, these are big problems that I can't even handle. Anyway, so the dad, they go to the matanga. I remember asking, can I come to the funeral? Because I want to be there for you, like maybe emotionally, because you said you need me. So can I come to the funeral? He says, yeah, you can. I'll pick you up when we are going to Nakuru, like a day to the funeral, so that I can even go and introduce you to our people. The day when the funeral is supposed to happen, he tells me, babe, like my cousins all wanted to come at the same time, so we had to, like the car ikaja, gari ikaja, so now there's no space in the car where you can sit, and I don't want you to suffer in matatus. I'm like, I yes, I want to support you, but not to the extreme of going to your rural home where I don't even know where you stay and I use public transportation. I don't want to do that. I don't want to use matatu, and nifike sijui wapi, you have to shuka and panda another tuk-tuk, another sijui piki-pikis. I'm like, okay, you have a nice time. This whole time, these 2 funerals that happened, I've never attended any. I've never seen any pictures. And at the back of my mind, I was not thinking about asking for pictures, because I'm like, why would anyone lie about their parents' death? Like, I would never do that. I know most people would never do that, so I don't expect anyone to lie. Anyway, funeral is over, so he comes back and he's telling me, oh babe, Aki, niko na shida ya pesa, because I have used all the money that I had in my savings. I even sold some shares, some bonds, nini. So I don't have money right now, and the Airbnb I am supposed to pay like 50, is it 50 or 60K, somewhere there, and I don't have that money. Like, tunasumbuana na mwenye Airbnb. And I'm just feeling bad for him. I'm telling him, Kwani, see, you've said you've worked for like 10 years outside the country. You must have invested. You must have some passive sources of income. He tells me, yeah, of course I've invested. I had those bonds that were giving me money, so I've sold them. Those ones are not there. I had shares, Sako. Then I had invested in my plots and apartments. He even told me he has 2 apartments in Kilimani. He has, what else? Some standalones at Juja Farm, other apartments in Nakuru, uko kwao. So when I asked how much he expects to get in a month from the passive income, he tells me 300K. So I'm like, but if you're getting 300K, I'm sure the bank will not, if there's 300K that passes through your bank account every other month, I'm sure your bank is going to be lenient with you. Like, they can give you some time to pay up the loan. Yeah, you don't have to pay it all at the same time. Then he tells me, guy, babe, unajua sasa the money that came, the 300K that came, yote ilikuwa deducted kwa loan. That is around, I think, June. Imekuwa deducted kwa loan. So now June he doesn't have money. Then he tells me that he's unable to pay the Airbnb. Kama naweza mpatia sijui pesa ngapi. I tell him, Aki, I don't have money. Baby, I don't have money. I don't have a job. Hata sijui mwezi nitalipaje rent. Then oh my God, he tells me, Sibasi, we can live together so that we can save up on rent. I can come stay at your house and pay your rent so that I don't have to pay this 50 Gs or 60 Gs here, and where you don't even have to like struggle about rent. I thought about it, but then I was like, I just met this guy. No, chill out. So he gets like, mpaka ananitumia messages the way the woman, the owner of the Airbnb, is threatening him, nini. Me, I'm feeling bad for him. So there's a time that he wanted to go home, sijui ati kulikuwa na nini, and he asked for 5K. And then he sent me like a transaction ati ametumwa pesa from Maju, $2,000 but bado hazijaingia kwa bank. I don't know, he was talking about sijui pesa iko held, DTB bank has held the money, so now he cannot withdraw the cash. So I'm like, okay, you're receiving 200,000 in like the next few days. Of course you cannot fail to pay 5k or 10k. He was asking for 10k initially, then mimi nilikuwa like 10,000 nasporudisha na simjui vizuri, how am I going to pay this 10,000? So I actually borrowed from my friends. I remember one friend gave me like 5k, mwingine akanipea 3k. Then nikafikiria, should I give him the 8k ama nimpe to 5k? Nilimpea 5k because I was like, let me just, keep this 3,000 just in case he doesn't pay me. I will not be refunding so much money to my friends. So he took the 5k and he was so grateful. Thanks babe, thanks my wife, nini. Anyway, this money, it was really hard getting it back. I was just telling him, my friends are asking for their money. Then he's like, the bank is frustrating me. Even when the 200k came, actually they deducted it directly. They said that I have to kwanza complete the loan so that I can take another one. So many excuses. So this 200k is gone. He has to look for money from other sources. He has to go where, look for money. Then he always found the money. So I pushed him into paying me back the 5k. I think he sent me like 47.99. Then he was like, Aki babe, hiyo ndo nimepata sahi. Aki nina frustratiwa na bank, sijui hospitali inanicall inataka niwalipe. Mi niko like, you know what, I can't keep pushing for these small amounts. Let me just add my 300 or is it 200 yenye imebaki juu and pay my friend. So I paid my friends the 5k and the 3k that I had. So now during this time he's telling me, Aki babe, it's June sasa ikiendelea huku kuisha. He's telling me, Aki babe, please let me just bring your stuff basi kwako so that this woman can stop counting the days where because I'm not even staying here, I'm always home. And it made sense, because why are you paying when it's just your bags that are there? So I told him, okay, sawa, you can bring them. Remember, he had moved the flights to August. So I was like, these bags are just going to stay here for like a month, maximum 2 months. So it's not going to be a big deal. Kumbe, this was a way of moving into my house without me knowing. He brings the bags and he goes back. He was not even he was coming to my house like once in a while just to pick something. Then he goes. He's telling me all this time that he's going back home. Mara ameenda kwa cousin yake, Ngong Road. The cousin that I later came to find out that it was not even a cousin staying there. The person who is staying at Ngong Road is the chick who was conned 500,000 by him. So, and he was not going there. So he was just lying this whole time. Maybe he was just like looking for another victim who seems like they have money. Because Mimi, I was bad business. He was investing in nothing. Anyway, June ends. July comes. And I tell him, you know what? I don't have rent. This month I do not have rent. I wanted to see the kind of solutions he has in mind. So he had a solution. He was like, wow, let's do this. Let me come stay with you and then I'll pay the rent. I'll pay the rent. And I'm like, okay, you're going next month. So that means it's just this month. I accepted. I agreed because I'm like, I want him to spend something big, not just those dates and nini. So he came to my house in July and he paid the rent. I gave him he actually was supposed to send it to me, but he kind of convinced me to give him the account for the management, and he paid directly. So they saw his details. And he went to the office without letting me know. He went to the office and said, he's my husband. He's going to be taking care of my rent henceforth. Where? These are things I was told after we broke up. So now he's in my house. It's July. The tea is coming.
How I Dated a Scammer Part
4. Dating a scammer. So he's now in my house. Okay? And he has paid the rent. And he has already told the management that he'll be taking care of rent. And he has told everybody that he's my husband. And he has been paying rent for me. These are stories that I had last week from everybody around here. He's telling people that he's my husband. He's been paying rent for me when he's in my June. So now they can see that he's someone who has money. Because how can you afford this place, paying for your wife for this place, you must be rich. You see, he's so good at making friendships, y'all. So he makes friendships with people around the management, the watches, the mother wakuosha. Like I remember when, because sometimes I just get lazy and I'm like, oh my god, I just want to, like, I don't want to do anything. He would call that some mother who would come and wash my dishes and wash my floors. I'm like, oh, okay, this is new. I've never hired anyone to come and wash my dishes. I've always, maybe clothes, but dishes, no. So he was so good. He made friendships with some mother who sells chapo hapo chini, chapo. We would even get deliveries kwa nyumba. This is a hotel. I've stayed here for like 8 months and I've never known that hotel exists. I knew when he came here because he's always looking for, to make friendships with people. So, July, tuko sawa. He starts telling me now he wants to go in August. And the bank is still deducting loans. Hata wana, he can't even get approvals. Every time nikimuuliza, when he's out of the house, when I ask him, he's telling me, I'm at the bank, niko Lavington, kidogo nakupigia. Then he calls me back. Then, I'm thinking he's looking for money. He's trying to get his shit together. That's what he's trying to make me see. Then I remember there's this time that oh my god, there's this time that my nini was not working, my insurance was not working, my NHIF. So I told him, okay, I need to go to the hospital and I do not have cash. So he tells me, I want to put you in my insurance. And I'm like, okay, as who? As my future wife. I don't want you to be spending cash. So I'm like, okay, this seems risky, but why not? If I can get treatments for free. Because when he was going to the hospital, maybe kama ni mgonjwa, he used to tell me that he's in this hospital in, is it Upper Hill? And it's a good hospital that I know of. So me, I'm like, okay, if I can get quality healthcare, why would I refuse? So I gave him my ID, a copy of my ID. Oh my god, I hope he doesn't do anything crazy with it. Anyway, so now remember it's July, he's supposed to go. Now he's looking for ticket money. He tells me that unajua mimi baby, mimi sipendi kuchagua kazi. Kuna kazi zenye watu wanadharau. There are these jobs that people think they're, low class jobs, but they have money. Like now I've gotten a job. He even shows me like the post. I've gotten a job with a cruise ship in Spain that is going to be running for 6 months, and they're paying that $700. Even when there are TikToks talking about how cruise ship jobs pays, ananionyesha ananitumia kwa WhatsApp, niko like, okay. And he tells me he has worked there before, so it's going to be easy for him. And he tells me ameapply na amepata, so now he's looking for a ticket to go to Spain. Mimi nikiangalia online, ticket ya Spain is around 1800 USD. That's around 200,000 Kenyan money. And but I'm expecting, of course, to have kept aside some money to go back to your job, right? Because you knew that you were supposed to go back in a month's time. So kumbe pesa ni ya kutafutwa. Ana hustle. Hiyo pesa ali hustle. Ananiambia, guy babe, mpaka when you're talking to him, he's like so distracted on the phone. Ananiambia, guy babe, aki natafuta pesa. Hii ticket I have to pay it by next week. Now it's around like July nakuja kuisha. I have to pay it by next week. So he tries to ask me nimsaidie afikisha hiyo doa. Ako like, uko na ngapi kwa simu wewe? Mimi namwambia sina kitu. I don't have anything. By this entire time I was just broke. I can't say I've been conned of money. I've been conned of other things, but not money as much. So mimi namwambia mimi sina kitu. So I told you I don't have a job and my business is not like picking up the way I expected at this time. So he looks and then anakuja ananiambia, guy, imagine nimebakisha 10,000. Unaweza pata 10k. Then he tells me when they land, they're going to be refunded the 200,000 that they have used to facilitate their transport. They're going to be refunded. So atanitumia tu hata hiyo 200k nikitaka. Then I'm tempted to help him, but then again I'm like, what if he goes and he ghosts me? Because this is a summer bunny. I've never he has never gone outside the country and came back when we were together. So mi nimeona stories za Summer Bunnies on TikTok and I'm like no. So I told him akisina inafika mahali anatafuta ananiambia nimbakisha 5,000. Babe, changamka, you're not helping me and you expect me nikifika huko majuu nikuwe ninakutumia rent, nikuwe na maintain. I'm like okay. I tell my friend Aki, this guy is just like looking for ticket money ananiambia nini. Ninamwambia story yote, then she's like msaidie tu. Best yangu ananipatia 2,000. I remember my friend gave me 2,000, then I added 2 more thousand, nikamtumia 4,000. Yes, I sent him 4,000. Kumbe hiyo ilikuwa iende tu 4,000. But anyway, I was thinking hata akienda nayo si ameshalipa rent, amesha spend pesa huku ma shopping, so I would have benefited more. I was doing the math by this entire time. Mimi nilikuwa nafanya math ya pesa yenye amenipea na yenye nimempea. Ndio tusiende ndio isikue negative, you see. So he gets the ticket money and he books. He tells me he has booked. I did not think of asking him to show me the ticket because I'm like, why would you lie about that? Why would you lie? So I don't even think there's a job that he was going to do in Spain. Hakuna kazi ilikuwa. That's what I came to learn later. So now, for me to know that he's a scam, I go to one day, my Wi-Fi is not working, my phone switches off, like I don't know what happened. Things just vitu zili happen when they have never happened like that. Like Safaricom Wi-Fi goes off, I buy bundles, my phone goes off and refuses to wake up. A phone that has never hung before. So I'm like, okay, let me go to a neighbor's, because there's a neighbor that he had made alikuwa ametengeneza rafiki in the neighborhood, like just my upstairs neighbor. They were very good friends. He used to even like take the neighbor's car and go all the way to Nakuru with it. Like within a month, he had made this guy believe him to that extent. So I went to the neighbor's house and I went to connect my laptop so that I can send an email that was very urgent. I sent the email, and then when I was about to come back to the house to just check, what is happening with my devices and my Wi-Fi, the neighbor asks me, jamaa unaishi na yeye, this guy that you're staying with, do you know him? I tell him, like I know him as much as, I know whatever you know about him. I think that's everything I know about him, because I've known him for like a few months, 2 to 3 months. This is the 3rd month. He tells me, I don't think he's legit. I don't think he's a straightforward person. Nikamuuliza why. He asks me, like, when did the mother die? Then I tell him around May when we met. He shows me a message. This guy told him, my boyfriend at that time had told the friend that the mother died in July, not May, like I was told. Then there was another woman at the shopping center of where I stay. She was told that the mother died in August. You see, this is an August thing that we are talking about. These things happened this month. So this woman was borrowed. He borrowed her money, 40,000. And I don't know how people trust him with money like that. So she gave him like 40,000. This is just a madhe wa kibanda. And then he told her that he stays here at this building. He has a wife and a family here. So she was coming at the gate to ask for him, and the soldiers did not let her in. So now the friend saw the woman there. Then akasikia story. So now, these are contradicting stories. Like, the friend is like, okay, you told me your mom died in July last month. How come this woman is saying that your mom died this weekend? You see, now Mimi, I was told it was in May. Now, the last final part, I'll tell you about how he had conned this friend 100K, and there's another lady who was conned like 500,000. So, now the neighbor has already told me that this guy is not straightforward. He's lying about his mom's death. Then I think I mentioned to him that, the mom died in May. Also, the dad died the end of that month. He told me I don't think the dad is dead. He has never told me about the dad's death. And there's a day I saw him receive a call na ilikuwa imeandikwa dad. That's what the guy told me. Then I'm like, whoa, hizo huruma zangu zilienda bure. Me, I even borrowed 4,000. Kumbe it was just again, hey, I was so hurt by the way. Nilikuwa tu like, wow, why would anyone lie about these things? So remember the bags are in my house. So I tell the neighbor, ebu kidogo, and this time when this is happening, he's not around. He has told me that he's gone to Nakuru because neighbors and thieves have started stealing from their home, because now they know the family has no parents, the dad is dead, so now they are starting to steal from the home. The sister is the one who is staying at home, a single mother with 2 kids, who depends on my boyfriend, because now he wants to make it look like he's so responsible. So there's a time that he was even saying that anafaa kutuma school fees for the kids or the sister. And him, this whole time, by the way, he has told me he has never been married before and he has never had any kids. He doesn't have kids. Actually, he was even asking me to give him a baby. But then I'm like, dude, I've known you for 2-3 months. Why would I give birth for someone who I've known for 3 months? Like, no, I've not even gone to like Bali. I've not had the fun that I want to have. I just got my passport. Why would I give birth right now for someone that I don't even know? I'm not ready. So that was like a discussion that we have had. So now, coming from the neighbor's house, I come to the house and his suitcases are here. So I go through, one suitcase is locked, the other one is not locked. I go through the one that is not locked. There were just documents from CU 2014, but then I find 2 documents that prove everything to me. One document, ilikuwa transactions from this girl called, let's call her, I don't want her to watch and then she's like, hey Esther, why are you exposing me? Let's call her Caro. I see these transactions from Caro, and then Caro is sending like so much money to this guy. The first transaction was like $7,500. Then the other one was like 2,000. The 2,000, remember I told you that there's a time that he showed me that there's a $2,000 transaction coming through that one. And that when he sent me that in the past, I did not think about going through the details. I was just like, okay, you're expecting money, I see. So I see this name and I'm like, okay, let me reach out to this girl, what the deal is. Why is she sending this much money to this guy? So mi ninaangalia jina, I type on Facebook. We leave so much footprints on the internet, and it's so easy to find someone if you want to. So mimi ninaenda kwa Facebook and I type the entire name, Caro so and so and so. Her name is not Caro, I had said that. So I see the page for Yahoo msichana, and she looks like a woman who is doing just a legit business. She owns an agency ya kutafutia watu kazi in those countries, Dubai, Qatar, Saudi, she Germany sometimes, Canada. She has an agency and it looks legit. Looking at what kind of values that she holds there, it looks like a legit business. But then you have to confirm things. So I text her and namuliza, have you made transactions of 7,500 and 2,000 USD in the last 2 months? Because I'm wondering, this guy has been saying that he's broke. How come you've received more than $1 million in a span of 1 month? Like that was in June. How come you received $1 million in June and you are saying how you have problems with money? It doesn't make sense. So I leave the message na mimi ninaacha hapo. Then another document that caught my attention was this document that he had written to the bank. Like I think in 2022 August, he had told the bank, I want to give Julia Wamboi. You remember the Julia Wamboi that I saw when the first day I was in his apartment na nikaona a job card, that same name. I want to give my wife Julia Wamboi as a signatory to this account, blah 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 blah. She can access funds when I'm not there. He had written that to DTB, and I'm like, whoa, this same person that you told me it's your cousin, now on paper it's written my wife. And I'm like, dude, you're married. Anyway, I wasn't surprised because I'm like, maybe the reason why he was staying at an Airbnb is because he did not want to he has a family that stays elsewhere. Anyway, mimi ninasema okay, this was expected to some extent, because at 36, why don't you have a family? I'm sorry for judging. Why don't you have a kid and a family? And you say you have money. Men don't take that time. Most men, I know there are men who are that age and they don't have families, but something has to give. Anyway, this time, remember, ameniambia, he's in Nakuru, he's trying to sort those things, they are wezi, he's even involved in the cops. But the reason why he's not here is because he had told somebody else that wako na matanga. So there's no way that he can be around. And we don't know if he was at home. Probably he was just in his wife's house or in a girl's home or something. I don't know where he was. Anyway, I text him. I know that was on a Monday. After going through this stuff, mi ninasema, let me call my friend, tuende tuonge. My friend is like, I'm going to Toi to get some ninis. Tuende tukiongeanga. I'm like, yeah, I can't stay in the house. Let's go. We go to Toi. It's on a Monday, guys. Monday, instead of sitting down and working, mi niko Toi market nikifanya nikinunua mtumba. Anyway, we go to Toi market, tunazunguka, tunaongea, and then I text him like around noon. Namuuliza, where are you? Nimekumiss. He tells me, I'm in Nakuru, but I want to travel back. Namwambia sawa, ukifika uniambie. After 1 hour 30 minutes, mtu ananiambia shafika Gitaru. Niko like, see, I thought Nakuru is like 3 hours from Nairobi, that distance. Hata kama hakuna traffic, how did you get to Gitaru that fast? Anyway, kwa mind yangu niko like, this guy is a liar, so of course he's lying about everything. So he comes, and I ask him about all these things that I've just found out. This guy denies. He denies. He even gets mad at me for talking to his friend. Ati kwani where you went to his house mkakaa chini and you started discussing me? Nikimuuliza history ya mama mwenye alikuja hapa kuitisha pesa yake, he's like, who told you? Nani alikwambia? I sorted all that. I sorted it. Who told you? He wants to know who told me instead of us answering my questions. I ask him about the wife. He's like, nani amekwambia I have a wife? Tuko na watoto wangapi basi since unajua kila kitu? He's blaming me for going through his suitcase. This guy never accepted. Even now, when he started, I became serious and I told him, pack your shit and go. He started now saying, I paid the rent. Nini. Nikamwambia, unasema nini? Nitakutupa nje. I will call the cops on you. Then he's now started packing, now mad at me. Vile aliona mimi sishughuliki na yeye, akakuja akaanza kunielezea ati, you know that Wamboi is, I feared telling you is my ex, nini. But you know, we had a very, a very bad ending because hata sijali nifanyia sijui nini, alinicheza nini. Just explanations that are not making sense. Mimi nikamwambia, I don't want to hear these things, get out. Kumbe he has been borrowing money from people around. My neighbor has been duped around 100K. That's what he told me. He showed me messages of the money that he was sending to this guy in a month's time. I don't know why he was sending that much money. And see, I'm kicking him out, and then he's refusing to leave. He packs his bags and then goes outside with all the bags. Then I'm thinking, do I just throw them outside the stairs and close the door? Then mini lale, because it's now. Remember we had met in the house. I think it was around like afternoon, kitu kama 3 p.m. Now it's getting late. This guy has left the bags here and he's not leaving. I call my friend na mwambia ki me I feel like throwing these things out. Then she's like, like, don't be nini. My friend told me what? No, I did not tell my friend about this. But I was like, okay, I don't want to like ruin my reputation and this drama. Let me just wait for him to come. Then he comes at around like 9 p.m. Tangu 3. He comes at 9. And when I was calling him before then, nilikuwa namcall nimwambia kuja atoe vitu zake, mimi nataka kufunga nyumba. Then he's user busy. Ako user busy all the time. So me kwa akili yangu niko like, this one is just looking for somewhere to go. Maybe hata hana mahali pa kuenda. Maybe he's just even like a broker. He doesn't have anywhere to go. So anakuja like around 9. Na alikataa kutoka kabisa. Hiyo usiku I swear he slept here. Alilala hapa kwa hii kitanda yenye unaona. But me nilikuwa I was just restless. And he has the audacity, after me finding out all those details, he has the audacity to sleep here na anangorota. Amelala tu peacefully. Mimi sijalala. At 4 a.m. namwamusha and I tell him no. This is time to go. Miss, I cannot pretend that everything is okay. It's time for you to go. I don't tolerate liars. Why are you lying to me and to everyone around here? What's wrong with you? Why would you kill your own parents to gain pity? Because I'm asking those questions since he has not told me any truth. Ajaniambia kwa nini anadanganya about the parents' death. Ajaniambia kwa nini if the parents are actually dead, or why he's doing all this. So he gets mad. He tells me, you can talk about anything else in this world, but don't talk about my mother. Don't talk about my mother. He starts getting aggressive. Yani tuli argue from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. That's when he left the house. Mimi, I was just like, whatever happens, happens. My friend had warned me nikwe careful, like I should not be nini, because, and of course he would have hurt me if he wanted, because tuko kwa nyumba peke yetu and anything can happen. So mimi hii time nilikuwa tu nimeishiwa na patience. I was just provoking him, ile nilikuwa nataka aende. So mimi nilikuwa namtusi, namwambia wewe kichwa yako, you're just a big head with no brains, just get out. How can you kill your mom? How can you kill your parents just to get money? What's wrong with you? What kind of a man are you? Then he was getting mad. There's a point he even alifanya hivi. Then he was coming to beat me. And then me nili scream na kwa tu na machozi iko hapa. I might seem tough, but I cry every time. So he tells me that he tells me, he comes when I start crying, he comes and kneels down hapo kwa nilikuwa nimekaa kwa kiti. He kneels down and then he starts begging me, guy, you the way you are such a baby, how can I even do anything to harm you? Please, babe, forgive me. Then ninarudi kwa senses zangu, niko like, this guy thinks that we're making up. No, I tell him, no, get out. This time I'm not even scared that he will do anything to hurt me. Then ananiambia ati I have shown him the worst. I go open the door. At this point, I'm just done. I go open the door. The suitcases were just right there. I threw them outside. Kwa hiyo kaveranda ya hapo nje nikazitupa hapo. And then when he was going out, I think he was going out to get them now azirudishe kwa nyumba. I kicked him out. Literally, like my feet. I just raised my foot up and I kicked him out. Karibu hata anguke huko chini na tuko 3rd floor. Where I was so scared, I kicked him out. He was like, he looked at me, yani na ile uchungu alikuwa anataka kurudi sasa akuje sasa ni attack. Then I closed the door. Hivyo. Na nilimtusi vibaya venye alikuwa amesimama hapo. I was just looking through the window and he pulled his suitcases and went. Kumbe nao ati ameenda huko upstairs kwa rafiki yake. He's going to confront the friend. What did you tell my girlfriend? If I ever, kama ningekuja hapa kukuharibia relationship yako ungesikia aje nini. The friend came later on to tell me these things. The friend was telling him, it's too early for this. Ni kwani what has happened? Then hiyo story kaishia hapo. Now I come to find later on that in the morning, remember this is at 6 a.m. Around 7 a.m., this ule Karo mwenye nilitext kwa Facebook, the one that had sent $7,500 and $2,000, replies. And she tells me, nope, I have never transacted that much to one person. $7,500 USD. Kwanza in June, when my business was struggling, I have never. Then nikamwambia, then there's someone who is using your name, your details to scam people. You should be careful. She tells me, kwani who did I send it to? Nikamwambia jina. Karo akaniambia, ebu nipe namba yako. She calls me and she tells me her story. Oh my God. This guy has conned her. This guy has scammed her. Like, she runs the agency, as I said. So he came with the nini ya kusema. He works in Maju. He has worked in Maju for so long. So they can partner up. Like amtafutie watu wa kazi ama amtafutie kazi huko, and then they split up the commission. And Carol saw that as a good business deal because she has done it before with other people. Kumbe this guy was just here to con her. Hey, Carol would fuel the car. Unajua ile Honda. You see the Honda that I was being told that it's the car yake. I was even shown pictures. That car belonged to Carol. That Honda was hers. She would fuel the car. She would give him money to go and find sijui girls sijui where in Kericho in ushago gani hizo kuwasaidia mambo za sijui documentation. He would eat this money. He would go out finding friends because finding girlfriends with this car of Caro. Imagine imefueliwa na Caro. Hey, my God. He even introduced Caro to a cousin of his mwenye anaishi Germany. This cousin of his is apparently he's rich, mpaka anamtumia mapicha is some actor that I've seen before, but Carol did not know this actor, so she was lied to. Kumbe this cousin, it's the same guy, this boyfriend of mine, it's the same guy mwenye anatumia a number ya Germany kuongelesha Carol. So all of a sudden the cousin from Germany has cancer, so now Carol is helping out with the payment. Imagine now you're in Kenya and you've been told to send money to someone in Germany. Oh my God. This girl was lied to. Mpaka sijui siku ya Valentine's she was sent flowers. Na kumbe huu mtu ndio ameenda tu akanunua flowers hapo Naivas, hiyo package yenye iko na ka chocolate na ka cake na sijui wine. Where she has been lied to. When we talked, like, this wound was still fresh. I hope that one day she can tell her story just the way I've told mine. Mimi, I was not scammed of money, but I was scammed of vitu kama emotions and stuff. But he has scammed people using my name and my identity, because this neighbor of mine would not have been scammed if he was not staying here. The woman that stays at the shopping center, works at the shopping center, would not have been conned if she was not told that this man stays here and he has a family here, because people tend to trust men who have families. Hey, this guy even made, you remember the Made wa Kibanda? He was even borrowing her 20,000. Seriously, this man does not, he's not ana aibu, and he has no shame or mercy for anyone. Hata wewe 1,000 atakukon, 100k, 500, he will con everyone. So, but we broke up like around 2 weeks ago, a week ago or 2 weeks ago. We have never spoken. I blocked him.
Ni God AKI.
Okay, I know I had said that is the last part, but let me tell you some highlights of this story that I laugh at when I look back. And I'm just saying, like, it's God who actually protected me, because I'm not special. I'm not intelligent, a genius who would have seen these things coming. If he scammed a man in a span of like a month, if he scammed a woman who has a business, who has been working there probably for years, I'm not special. If he scammed a business, a boss lady who has an agency, I'm not special, and I'm not smart. I'm not more intelligent than them. No, it's just God that helped me. And I think it's just maybe my stubborn character that actually saved me, and my beliefs when it comes to dating. I don't believe that men are supposed to be given money. Me, when I look at a man who wants to date me, I'm just thinking, yeah, you want to date me, then you must have the ability to take care of me, because why are you coming for a relationship when you cannot take care of that person? Because men are supposed to provide. And that's the vibe that I have when I go into relationships. Even the poorest people that I've dated, let me not call them poor, sorry, my exes. Even the people that I have dated in the past who did not have money, who were just hustling, they were the providers. They were paying for things. They were taking me out. I was not giving out my money to men. So it did not make sense that this man who is almost 10 years older than me, by the way, this guy is 36, it did not make sense for him to ask me for money. I was just like, no, if you've been working for more than like 10 years, Mimi, I've just been working for 2 to 3 years. So there's no way that money that I've worked for 2 years can be able to, for 3 years, can be able to like help you in a situation. Now, where you have worked for 15 years, you must have invested. And if you have not invested in anything substantial for 15 years of working outside the country, then you're not my type. You're not my type. I cannot date a stupid person. No. Because if I were in your position, I've worked for those years. In 10 years, in 10 years time, I will not be struggling with bills. I will not be struggling with small things. I know because I know the kind of a person I am. I know the things I'm working on. There is no way I will not have passive income to sort for these small things. Sijui nini. But anyway, I was trying to understand that he has been going through a traumatic. That is why my story is very dramatic about these deaths, about these accumulated debts. The mom is gone, the dad is gone, and then they have left all these debts. That's why it's so dramatic, because it had to make sense why you have gone broke. It had to make sense why you're struggling financially, yet you have worked for all these years. It has to make sense. Anyway, one thing that saved me is because I am not so big on having kids when I'm not ready. Mimi, I've always told myself, yes, I love kids. I love children so much. But I can only have a child when I am stable enough to give that child the kind of life that I think he or she deserves. I don't want my son to be struggling. Siji ati when the school bus has left him, sasa ni nduthi atapanda. Ama we don't have money for school fees for school bus. Now he's sijui anapandishwa nduthi anaenda sijui wapi. No. I want when the school bus leaves him, me niko tu like, okay, the house help can drive, take the kadudu, get the child to school. You see, I want my child to have a good life. Financially, emotionally, everything. I want to be prepared for that child because I love kids that much. I love children that much. I don't want unhealthy situations. I don't want struggle. So when you come in to tell me, because he was pushing me to have a child with him, mpaka tulikosana, kuna time yenye tulikosana kabisa. I was ready to just break off the thing that was happening, because I was like, why are you pushing me to have a kid when I don't want to have a child? You found me here. I was okay without a child. Who do you think you are to come and start pushing me for babies? No, I don't want to have a child. So he was telling me that he's going to take care of me. You know, he has a job, he has investments. Yeah, haezi shindwa na mtoto, anapenda watoto sana. So he shows me pictures of him na nieces wake. Maybe even these are his kids. Na sister, the way he takes care of the sister. You know, this is how con men do. Like they are trying to show you, when he shows you that he's taking care of his sister and her children, you can trust him, because you're like, oh, this is a family-oriented man. I'm sure when the child is his, he will do better. Oh, that is what even my friend was telling me. But then at the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, but I'm not ready. I want to use my passport. I want some stamps. I want to enjoy my life kidogo before I have kids. And I also want to be financially stable. Why but I was asking him, why are you not asking to like invest in my business? You see the way I am struggling to set up this business. Why are you not offering to invest in this business? You just want to get me off, to tie me down with a child when I'm not even stable. Why are you not supporting me, giving me money for stock? Nilete hiyo import mara moja, niache kustruggle na sijui mambo ya kubroke ndio nipate do. Why are you not investing in that dream of mine? At least nikwe hata ukikufa kesho, because naona mnakufa sana kwa familia yenu, at the back of my mind I was not saying that. Why are you not investing in me kwanza? Ndio hata mtoto wako akikuja akona mama mwenye akona kitu yake, ile in case of anything. I'm not calling you kila saa ninakwambia ati, oh guy, mtoto hana diaper, oh mtoto tunataka kamande ya kupika sisi tupate maziwa. Hey, that can never be me. Anyway, this child situation, he saw the kind of person I am. I want security. And he tried to use it to con me. There's this day, I think it was just this month, he told me, I have listened to your concerns and I want you to trust me. So, look for money for a lawyer. I want to transfer an apartment to your name. Hey, Esther! Mimi, I was going to be a baby girl mwenye anapata an apartment in her 20s, without having to like invest so much, without having to work so hard to get it. Like, I just need to like love someone, to be loved by someone, nipatiwe apartment. But then niko like kwa mind yangu, okay, nikamwambia, I was impressed. I must say, this guy is a liar. I was impressed. So Mimi, I'm about to get an apartment that gives like around 70k a month, and it has a long term client mwenye anafanya na UN. Hey Esther, which girl 6 figures in my account, 6 figures niko tu zinaingia kani nimedoze. Anyway, I told him okay, sawa, nitatafuta do. Then kitu kaniingia kwa akili yangu, nikamuuliza, if it matters to you that much, if you want me to be that safe and secure, if you love me that much and you want a child by me, why can't you pay the lawyer? I mean, so you just pay the lawyer kufanyia hiyo kazi, anifanyie hiyo kazi. Why am I the one who is supposed to give 30,000 for a lawyer? Sasa hii 30,000 is where I would have been conned. He would have just I think he was trying to like get his money back, the money that he has used on me, like vitu kama kulipa ma rent, kufanya shopping. He was trying to get it back. So he was trying to get, at least a part of it, ndio asikuwe amelose sana. So mi nikamwambia, see, you just look for a lawyer, ama I can ask my friends who are lawyers to come and help me with this process, and then rent ya kwanza ikiingia, when the rent comes in the next month, I can use that money to pay them, because I do not have a job, remember? Unajua niliambiwa nini? You're not serious. You're not serious. You are not serious. You're a joker. Hiyo story iliishia hapo. Because he saw that, I'm just stubborn. I'm stubborn. I'm a stubborn person, by the way. Don't come at me with bullshit, because I'm so stubborn. And until, by the time you convince me to do something, if it's not something that, if you're not convincing me, twende Mombasa tujibambe kesho, hiyo naweza ingia box. But if you're coming to change something that I've already believed in, like having kids, like starting a family, getting married, it has to give. Like, why am I getting married to you? Why am I having kids, your kids? Why? There has to be a reason. So I think this, I'm speaking up because I feel like so many people have been conned. So many people have been conned in the name of love, scammed, and they don't talk about it. I'm not ashamed of this story, by the way. In case you think I'm ashamed, I'm not. If I was ashamed, I would have kept it to myself. Nililia hapa kwa hii kitanda na nilale. But I'm not ashamed. Shame only exists in secrecy. There is no shame when you have told people your story. Like, how can you shame me for something that I told you? Are you crazy? But anyway, mi niliponea chupu. It is God. It is my mother's prayers. As a matter of fact, mi natafuta tu pesa nimfanyie shopping. My mother is praying for me, and it is working.